Hi, I'm Someone Elusive Fangirl, and today I'm here to react to Heaven Official's Blessing episode 5. Last time, Jillian learnt some more about the four great calamities, or the four demon lords, or the four ghost kings, or whatever you want to call them. I'll probably stick to four great calamities, probably. I don't know. So he got to learn a bit more about them and a little bit more about Hua Cheng, and he got to learn his name, and he was super cute about learning it. He's like, oh, it really suits him. Meanwhile, everyone else was like, oh my god, it's Hua Cheng. Like, what's he done to him? Why is he, like, seemingly so bewitched, kind of so happy about talking about him? So everyone was kind of a bit shocked, and he got to learn why when he found out about the fact that Hua Cheng had challenged all the martial gods to fights, and out of the 35 of them, 33 accepted, and they were defeated. And then when they didn't keep up their promise to him, he burned down their temples. They lost their followers, and therefore they lost their power, and they fell, essentially. And then he also challenged all the literary gods to a debate, which he just crushed them at. He was just the best. They couldn't argue against him. Then we got to see Xelian find out that actually most of his debt was repaid just by that last mission with the Ghost Bride. So Xelian decided he ought to go down and build his own temple, considering he hasn't got any. And since he hasn't got any followers, he's not going to have one built unless he does it himself, as shameful as that is for a god to do. So he goes down and finds an abandoned temple, which is in a bit of disrepair, and it's actually the one we see in the ending. We get glimpses of it there, but he decides, since he hasn't got any money to repair it, he will go around collecting scraps and use them to help rebuild the shrine. And on the way back, he gets a ride on a cart where he meets a mysterious person who's he's a little bit suspicious of, just because he seems to be quite knowledgeable about the gods, even though he's quite young. So and that's where we left off. I don't really want to delay this anymore. I really want to get into it. If you would like updates on when I'm recording, when I'm editing, and when I'll be uploading videos, then please check out my Twitter, which is ElusiveFangirlY. As for spoilers, as usual, any novel spoilers, I'd really like for people to put spoilers, or novel spoilers actually specifically, in front of the comment, so that people know if they haven't read the novel not to read the comment. If you want to do a spoiler about the show which is beyond this episode, then please just put Donghua spoiler or future episode spoiler, something along those lines, because I will probably read the novel spoilers, but I might not read the future episode spoilers until I've watched that episode, because I don't know what is going to be included and what isn't going to be included in the Donghua, and I don't really want to spoil that for myself. So I really appreciate if you could just label them so I know what ones I can and can't read. And it means that anyone below who has watched the Donghua can read those spoilers, but can still avoid the novel spoilers. Otherwise, I think that's it. I'm just really, really excited to start watching this. So let's get to it. By the way, this is a new recording setup on a new laptop, so I have redone all my recording settings. However, I apologise if anything is not quite aligned. I've tried my best, and I'll fix anything that isn't right for next time. Oh God, I've been waiting this so long. Wow, that drum. Oh my God, I miss this OP. I haven't listened to it at all since I last watched an episode, which was... I mean, I rewatched episode 4 not too long ago, but actually watching one for the first time was ages ago. The colour aesthetic is so pretty, it's so golden. As usual, the facial animation is just gorgeous. There we go. Oh. The ox knows what it's doing. Just trust in animals' instincts. They know more. Oh, cool. The hell with hell, we came from hell. Really act scared. Oh my god. Let's go. Do a fortune. This poor ox. Now your pants on fire. Yeah, you know something's up. Love the music this episode. This is very chill. I like this track. Because they don't think to make the details of having the lines. Mm. Oh my god, the flirting is strong. Oh, the fact that anyone knows about him still. Oh, I like the one little strand on his face, just to show that he's slightly dishevelled. His bed hair is one strand out of place. They wouldn't make it into loads of strands. Oh, the chippy! I'm really glad we get to hear other characters' thoughts, like Sanglan's thoughts, like the whole I feel like my head's even more tilted than before kind of thing. Like, I really love that 'cause as interesting as I find having a one character point of view, it often leads to kind of, unreliable narration and stuff, which can be quite interesting to look at. But I also like having insight into what other characters are actually thinking, not just based off their actions and how they look. So I do enjoy the fact we are getting other people's thoughts in the story as well. I love how much they emphasised how drafty and cold it is with just having a curtain instead of a door. Jillian's just wonder at a door. How could he make this? It's just great. Maybe you need to be a little bit subtler in your way of watching him. Don't tell anyone. He has told everyone. Just claim him to be everything. Like, even for a god with multiple like attributes, that's a bit much having all three. Oh. You've got people coming to your temple though. Just a lovely episode, just very soft and cute and funny, just everything good. The flirting was very strong in this one. It's very amusing because obviously Zhelian is trying to figure out Sanlang because he came at quite like out of the blue, seemed to like just a little bit suspicious, but nothing seems to be amiss with him. He's got all his hair is so detailed, so it's not the whole thing about the details, which it comes across. I think they explained it fine in Donghua, but the idea is that for a ghost to firstly pretend to be a person takes a lot of energy. Never mind putting in really, really fine details like hand lines and hand prints, and just strands of hair. Like it would normally be like one mass or like a few blocks of hair. They don't bother with the finer details, and they also don't have the power to keep focusing on maintaining the finer details, that kind of idea. That's why he's saying, oh, if he is a ghost, he'd have to be at least a wrath, along those lines. Otherwise, this is just very cute, very wholesome, doing up the shrine, and he got some followers, and the old man who he obviously told not to tell anyone went and told everyone. He was saved by some heavenly, powerful being. Like, of course, he's gonna brag and tell everyone about it. So now he's got a few believers, which is lovely. Like he said, like he didn't think he'd get any for at least a month, and it's been a few days, and he's already got a few. Though they are praying for fertility, wealth, and I can't remember what the last one was, but yeah, they're a bit all over the place with what they're praying to him for. Oh well. But we ended off with a little bit of a new case arising, essentially. And I'm very excited to get to it. I do like this case. This I don't know what to call it. This arc. I quite like this little arc coming up, so I'm excited to watch it. Otherwise, really love the animation as usual. Very pretty scenes. I love the very golden aesthetic at the beginning, and then how it just goes to the very dark aesthetic when it became like the ghosts coming through. I noticed that the lip sync in this one was not fantastic, but you know, like the voice acting was great, and the visuals were great. I can ignore desynced voices. It was quite amusing because some of it was completely in sync. So at first I was wondering if it's just desynced how I was watching it, but no, like some of them were perfectly in sync, and then others were half a second off, either before or after. Oh well. I'm just really excited to keep watching the series, and yes, I need to watch more of it. I absolutely love the story, and I'm so happy I get to actually watch it in real life. Like seeing this interaction, like how, oh my god, just how Sandlang moves is just very satisfying. It's very flowy, but also quite energetic, and like the little gestures that, oh, just they're so good. Like they're just little characteristic, like not ticks or anything, but just little movements that aren't really necessary because we're not really looking out for anything right now. But you know, just lots of little small details which aren't necessary but make it so much better to watch, much more engaging to watch. Yeah, brilliant. I'm so happy. Um, I will not be doing a spoiler section in this one. I don't think there's much to say. I'm just very happy with how it's been portrayed. Yeah. In which case, I hope you'll join me on next time for my next reaction to Heaven Official's Blessing. Bye bye.